Welcome to the AG Podcast. I'm Jacob,
And I'm Darren.
and we got an interesting show for you guys today. Something a little different, something out of the box. We're going to start with a special interview. We're going to then lead into some sports. Darren, top 5, which you guys might like. NBA maybe related, maybe something else. A special Garbage Person of the Week segment near the end. We got some interesting headlines. But like I just mentioned, we are live. We are joined by our special guest, our special music guest. Let's get that clear and out of the way because we have an awesome interview for you guys. We have a sister duo by the name of Wildfire. Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you?
All right, so we have, let me get this right because I'm terrible with names, Kelly and Kayla.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
I love it. I love how they speak at the same time too.
I know, right?
It always happens.
Makes
That's
for perfect
perfect.
harmonies, I guess.
I know, right? That's what it is. How is Houston, by the way?
Interesting.
It's
very
interesting.
hot,
Very
humid,
hot,
but we
yes.
love it. You know.
It's fun. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys joining us from that far away. As you guys know, we are in Canada. And it's finally happened. Finally got you guys on the show. We had some difficulties, but we're here. We're going to get started. And I listened to all the songs, and I kind of got on that YouTube page, got you a whole bunch of views because I want to hear some of this music even before you guys send us the tracks. And I got to say, you guys got a cool sound. What do you guys call it? Yeah, what do you guys call it? Because I listen to country, I listen to a whole bunch of other music, I listen to everything. How would you describe your sound?
Yeah, I would definitely say it has a pop country feel to it.
Yeah, definitely a pop country. It's a little bit different, I'd say.
It's a little different.
Leaning towards
definitely.
pop maybe a little more, but
Yeah, it's fun.
we enjoy it.
Well, it's definitely bouncy. It's catchy. It is a little poppy, but it's got that country feel to it in some spots.
Yeah, I feel like our voices are definitely what make it country.
Yes.
So,
Now,
go ahead, Darren.
I was gonna say, you guys growing up in Houston, surrounded by, all the beautiful scenery and over there, and all the great historic country artists and country music that's come out of Houston and the surrounding areas. Was that sort of your inspiration on why you decided to go the country pop route?
Yeah, I feel like definitely a lot of amazing country artists, like Miranda Lambert, Raylan, Maren Morris, Maddie and Tay.
Beyonce came out of Houston.
Yeah, even Beyonce. So many incredible artists have come out of Houston, so it's definitely inspiring. But yeah, we're definitely trying to make our own sound out there, and it's been fun.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like that because you guys are always on Instagram and YouTube sharing videos and stuff. It does look fun. Now, how did you guys decide to? I know you guys are sisters. How did you decide to actually sing together?
So basically we were singing like as solo artists, I guess,
Yeah.
in this competition for Rodeo Rockstar, but we decided our voice teacher was like, hey, why don't you try it together, do some harmonies and just see how it feels. And so after that competition, I'd say I definitely knew Kelly wanted to sing with my sister.
Yeah, like she said, our vocal teacher kind of paired us up, and she was like, hey, y'all have very similar voices. I think they would mesh really well together, and we tried it out, and it just worked. It was awesome. And we're sisters, so it's so much fun to, be able to travel, sing together. It's really fun.
No, I totally see that because I've listened to your tracks, and you guys have a very a unique and very natural feel, especially when it comes to harmonizing parts. Now, is one more country and one is more pop, sister-wise, or are you guys pretty much in the
Good
same
question.
category there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say we're both definitely more so on the pop side. Like we do things in our life and dress more, I guess you'd say, LA. But Kayla does have a little bit of a country accent, in my opinion.
Okay.
I can hear it with the y'all.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me I have a country accent, but yeah, I feel like we definitely dress and I guess sound more of like in the pop realm, but we definitely do
have a little bit of an accent.
Yeah, come from Texas and everything. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
There
We
you
heard
go.
that.
So like when you guys first started performing as a solo act, and then you guys joined together to form a duo. What was your favorite song to sing growing up, each of you?
That is a good question.
I know, that's a
There were
hard
so
one.
many. I remember I loved singing Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood. That was a super fun song to sing when I was littler. But
that one we sang on stage at Rodeo Rockstar, Johnny and June.
Oh, Johnny
that
and
was
June.
a good song. Our harmonies
Yeah.
really. I loved singing that song.
That was a good one. But yeah, I feel like our favorite song to perform nowadays is probably Rich by Maren Morris, you know, a Texas girl.
I loved singing Speechless by Dan and Shay.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
That is a good song.
No, that's great. So I gotta say, Jake was telling me you guys are 20 and 18 years old respectively, and your songs are a lot about relationships and, you know, growing up in Houston. Like, is it easy to get inspiration when it comes to songwriting at that age?
Yeah, so we're actually not 20 and 18. We're actually 14 and 16.
Oh,
Jacob's research is awful.
completely wrong.
I'm
Apologize
firing
for
myself
that.
from this show.
Yeah,
Again.
We get that we look a lot older than we
Right.
actually are a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of our songs are definitely from personal experiences. I would say pretty much all of them are. Also, like, you know,
Observing our friends' lives and seeing what kind of goes on with them.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say.
I led you
like,
there, Darren. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for making me look so professional there, Jake.
Hey, I did my reading. It was a lot of information. Skip something.
So
Not bad.
girls,
Okay.
so where in Houston do you guys just perform around the Houston areas, or do you guys try to travel as much as you can?
Yeah, we try to definitely travel as much as we can. You know, we performed in Nashville a couple times. And, you know, yeah, we definitely perform all over Texas in general. This 4th of July, we're actually going to be performing at the East Texas Festival, which is, you know, supposed to be 10,000 in attendance. So that'll be so much fun. But yeah, we love to perform here in our hometown in Houston.
It's awesome. 10,000 sounds like a good audience.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
nice.
Sure.
Oh, biggest we've ever had.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, okay, since we're singers, you guys have some songs for us. Tell us first about the first song we're going to play called Flaunt. How did you come up with it? And how did you guys come to writing it?
Yeah, so this song we actually wrote with Bonnie Baker, and I brought this idea, I believe, I brought this idea to the co-write, and her son had actually, like, had this experience. I was telling her about my idea, and she was like, oh, like, my son had, you know, felt like an outcast at school, and, like, he was being used by people, and so we kind of drew from, I guess, her son's experience in that song, but it's definitely personal to us, and I'm sure a lot of other people too can relate to it.
That's good. Yeah, drawing off of other people's experiences is definitely awesome. And this is a great song, and we're going to play it right now for our EDG audience. So here is Wildfire and Flaunt.
It's homecoming, you're coming over here pretending we're more than friends. Do I go with it, roll with it, even though I know how this could end? Do you really care? And do you really want me there? Is that a yes, no, maybe so? I'm not gonna be, no, I don't wanna be your yes, no, maybe so. I'm not gonna be, no, I don't wanna be your flaunt that you take around town, then you put back down when your friends are gone and you're done showing off. I don't wanna be, no, I don't wanna be your flaunt. I'm so sorry to crash your party, but I ain't just another pawn in your game. I'm not a girl you play with, so quit your faking and tell me what's really running through showing off. I don't wanna be, no, I don't wanna be your flaunt. Yeah, your flaunt. Yeah. Is that a yes, no, maybe so? I'm not gonna be your, I don't wanna be your yes, no, maybe so. I'm not gonna be your, I don't wanna be your yes, no, maybe so. I'm not gonna be, no, I don't wanna be your yes, no, maybe so. I'm not gonna be, no, I don't wanna be your flaunt that you take around town. Then you put back down when your friends are gone and you're done showing off. I don't wanna be, no, I don't wanna be your flaunt. I don't wanna be your flaunt. Yeah, I don't wanna be your flaunt.
All right, everybody. So that was Wildfire and Flaunt. So we'll share that on our Facebook page. Probably the easiest way. We'll get it out there, so you guys can check out all these tracks we're playing today on the show. So that was a good first track. It's a good start. All right. So what is the plan for the rest of the year for you guys besides the concerts you mentioned?
Yeah, so this summer we are going to be going to LA to record some songs.
Some new singles. We're
Yeah.
gonna be traveling.
To Nashville for the CMA Fest, and it'll be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. Lots of gigs, and we're super excited.
It's great. So you guys being in high school, obviously, is it like? It's been a while since I've been in high school too, but especially being there, are you guys well known around the school as Wildfire?
Okay, so this is Kelly talking. Kayla actually does online school. It's just
Okay.
better for her. She's more of like an independent person, I'd say.
Definitely.
I am more so, and I'll admit this, on the codependent side. So I love being in school and talking to people all day long.
Right.
And I'll meet people at my school and they already know who I am,
Yeah.
which is kind of different because I guess we're all from the same town, so it makes sense that rumors, like, not rumors, but the word spreads about Wildfire. But yeah,
Popular.
I
You're just
haven't-
popular.
I haven't really had any issues with it. It's really just been like, wow, are you famous?
Yeah, it's
Well, they hear you, like going out to LA, recording in Nashville, CMA Fest. You guys are obviously a pretty big deal when it comes to.
Yeah, you're on your way,
Yeah,
definitely.
you're on your way. Obviously, you want to put yourself in front of the right people and performing at your best. Obviously, with your incredible age, and you're incredible talented, that's where you want to be. Obviously, you guys have way talented, extremely talented. Have you ever thought of maybe going on all these reality talent shows that are currently being filmed right now?
Yeah, we've definitely, thought about it and everything. We like more of the journey of becoming like an artist. That's kind of what we're going for. All those shows, we've had friends that have been on them and it's great and everything. But personally, we would just like to, enjoy the journey and
The
do it on our
struggles,
own, I
the
guess.
ups and
Yeah.
downs.
Yeah, the ups and downs.
And you're right, and we can see it. The journey already started a while ago, and it's just continuing really strong. And let's continue that on this show right now because your second track, Billboard Sign,
Yes.
also a really good track. You have, as of this recording, this video coming out on Thursday.
Yes, we are super excited.
Premiere-
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
so-
Give us some
okay,
insight.
so, Billboard Sign was actually an idea that I feel like us and the writer kind of came up
Yeah.
with. We were thinking of this in personal experiences too, that like friends are sometimes more than friends and they don't take action on
And
it,
they
and it
can't
can be
admit
super
it.
frustrating, and
Yeah.
they can't admit it, and like friends don't do these certain things. And yeah, I think that's kind of where Billboard Sign came
Yeah, and we recorded the video with David Wynn, who's an amazing Houston,
Yes.
music video producer, photographer, super well known in the area and everywhere, really.
I know.
Yeah, and we had great, actors and actresses in it, super talented people. We met so many friends that we still talk to this day
Yes.
on the set, because we actually filmed this video back in November. It's going to be
cool.
coming out this Thursday. But yeah, it was a great experience. Definitely
That's
would do it
For
again.
sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, before everybody sees the video this Thursday, we're gonna give everybody a sneak peek. We're gonna play the entire track right now. So here is Wildfire, Billboard Sign.
I'm the first favorite in your phone, the only one you text X's and O's. And the second that you get home, we both know how the story goes. It's all me too, so what's up with you saying that we're just friends? Well, friends don't kiss the way we just did. Don't know why you even try to pretend. When you might as well put up a billboard in Times Square, or write it across the sky. Go on, shout it from the rooftops, put it out there, and flash your neon lights. 'Cause anybody looking at you when you're looking at me can see it in your eyes. Ain't no way to hide 'em, baby, they're lighting up like a billboard sign. It's funny how you seem to think that your friends don't know and your mama don't see. When you're talking about the girl of your dreams, it's like she's standing in the mirror staring back at me. So go ahead and try to be a tough guy, playing it off real cool, like you somehow tripped into my lips. Don't know who you're even trying to fool. When you might as well put up a billboard in Times Square, or write it across the sky. Go on, shout it from the rooftops, put it out there, and flash your neon lights. 'Cause anybody looking at you when you're looking at me can see it in your eyes. Ain't no way to hide 'em, baby, they're lighting up like a billboard sign. I know you wanna tell the whole wide world your life. Big bold letters, about 10 feet high. You might as well put up a billboard in Times Square, write it across the sky. Go on, shout it from the rooftops, put it out there, and flash your neon lights. 'Cause anybody looking at you when you're looking at me can see it in your eyes. Ain't no way to hide 'em, baby, they're lighting up like a billboard sign.
All right, so that was Billboard Sign, Wildfire. Now you heard the song. Now you need to check out the video. So to check out the video, where can we find everything about you guys?
Yeah, so you can check us out at www.wildfiresings.com, or you can hit us up on all of our social medias at Wildfire Sings. The only one that's different is Twitter, and that is Wildfire Singers. Or you can check us out on YouTube at Wildfire Sings.
Awesome. And we will share all of that on our podcast pages everywhere. Now, I have a quick question before we finish off with you guys, and we really appreciate you guys coming on the show. So I was reading, Kelly plays drums.
Oh, yes. I played for 7 years. I'm a little retired now, but I still hop on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool, country pop country artist. I'm like, one of you plays drums. That's really cool. Now, what inspired you to do that?
So this is gonna sound a little odd, per
We
se.
love
But when I was little, I was a little bit of I wanted to be like Monster, or I think he's like a Sesame Street character.
Yeah, his name's
And I
Monster.
just would like let out all my anger, and playing drums was so fun, even though I was like 7 and I didn't have that much anger. But yeah, it was just really fun. I felt like I was just expressing myself playing those drums.
Kelly was definitely a very expression-driven child. She had a lot of energy. I was more on the chill.
I still do.
I was more on the chill, laid-back side, but drums definitely fit her.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I found that funny.
I was gonna say, with you two spending so much time together, recording songs, music videos, writing music, do you ever get on each other's nerves, or like obviously you being sisters, you know what buttons to push?
I think we know where the limit is, where it starts getting at, like, crossing the line. We definitely do, like, we have taken jabs that are jokingly jabs at each other, or just being sarcastic, but we, surprisingly, even though we're so close in age, we're, like, really close.
Yeah, we're really close. We get along. Most of the time, of course, with everyone, there's a couple little arguments.
It's all fun.
It's all fun.
in good fun.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear.
That's awesome. All right. So for everyone checking out Wildfire today, I'm going to share all of those links. We thank you, ladies, for coming on the A2G podcast.
Thank you for having
Sharing
us.
all of your information with us. Your music is tremendous. We hope to see more. We are following you guys everywhere. So anything that comes out, we'd love to keep sharing it. And keep up the good work. It's great music, guys.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Darren,
Yeah.
Let's get into sports.
Sports, episode 16 of the AG podcast is in full effect. Let's start with the NHL. NHL has made it all the way to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. St. Louis Blues, Boston Bruins. Game 1 was last night. The Bruins were trailing 2-0 for most of for about halfway of the game, until Bruins woke up and scored 4 unanswered goals. Boston beats St. Louis 4-2, and they take a early 1-0 lead in that series. And obviously, before we get to the big story that everybody wants to hear about, let's talk a little bit about the Tigers. Yes, they're still playing baseball. They're not good. They just finished a recent road trip. I'm sorry, they finished a recent homestand where they lost 9 out of a possible 10 games.
Perfect.
Awesome.
That's called a rebuild.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, this is full rebuild mode.
All out rebuild. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know
Awful.
how anyone can even stand. If you're going to the game, that's one thing, because it is still a night at the ballpark. You can walk around, get some good food, But if you're watching this team, Jake,
I'm not.
you're actually spending hours watching this team.
Nope.
What's wrong with you?
A lot. Or maybe you're bored.
Yeah,
Maybe that's how you get
you're
drunk.
You're either bored or drunk, or there's nothing else on TV.
Yeah.
Which is quite possible.
Quite possible.
So obviously the Tigers are currently sucking, and if anything changes, we'll let you know.
Maybe.
Exactly. Maybe if it's worthwhile. Lions started OTA
Yes.
voluntary camps, not
Voluntary
mandatory,
camps.
voluntary camps. So
So not everybody's there.
not everyone's there, especially 2 key members of that defensive front is not there. Snacks Harrison and Darius Slay.
Well, they're in the last year of the contracts, aren't they?
They're looking for new deals, and I totally get it. And I can see them both getting long-term deals.
They should. Good player.
Especially Slay. He's been the number 1 corner in Detroit for a long time.
Yep.
And
He's worth it.
He's definitely worth it. And Snacks Harrison, with what you got, with what you got for him in that trade was unbelievable. You have the number 1 run stopper in the league. Do your best to lock him up, which I think they will, especially by the time training camp starts. I believe both of them will be in camp and ready to go.
Right.
Sorry.
And speaking of run stoppers, and Dominic and Sue got a $9 million contract in Tampa.
Yes.
What is wrong with Tampa? What is wrong with it?
Now, I don't know if they thought that they upgraded or downgraded because yeah, you signed Sue, but then you let Gerald McCoy
Yes.
walk, and I think Gerald McCoy has a lot more tread left on his tires than Sue.
Yeah, and I don't like Sue at all because he just bothers me.
You know what?
Even in Detroit, I didn't like him. They just
No.
poor attitude, overrated. It's just
Yeah.
how it is.
Like obviously, when he was focused and when he played in Detroit, he was the best defensive player in the game, without a
Right.
doubt. But then when he got frustrated, and then he started acting a fool, stomping on people's hands, and
Getting lazy, going to Miami, doing nothing,
yeah. But
money
hey,
grab.
at least he made it to the Super Bowl before the Lions.
Well, everybody makes it to the Super Bowl before the Lions. That's nothing new. That's a trend.
Oh,
Of
jeez.
forever.
I don't know if we talked about this on the last podcast, but earlier this week there was an article about it. It's been 10,000 days since
Yes.
the Lions last won a playoff game.
Yeah. It'll be
How
another
sad is
10,000
that?
before
How
they
sad.
win anything in the
No,
playoffs.
no. But like, what a mark! You hear other teams that like, oh, it's been 1,000 days or 10,000 days before they like won a championship. That's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
But a playoff game? Win?
Darren, we're going to revisit this conversation when Cleveland destroys the Lions.
Oh God!
And
What
we'll go
in the
from-
preseason finale when no one
and-
plays
Yeah.
and it's
but-
meaningless?
When they're in the playoffs and winning division titles.
You know
Watch.
what?
So-
Here's one of my bold predictions for the upcoming
Okay.
NFL season.
Oh, hot take.
Hot take. I don't believe the Browns are going to be that good.
Oh,
yeah,
snap.
Listen, they got talent. Don't get me wrong, but if this team doesn't mesh well and they don't play together as one, then it's just a bunch of superstars playing for themselves.
True, but think about it. They have one of the best new quarterbacks in the league.
Sure.
They have one of the best wideouts in the league. They have a nice young team, strong team, and once they get it together by week 8, in week 8, Kareem Hunt comes back. So one of the best running backs in the league comes back
Yeah.
for suspension, and that's halfway through the season, and he's gonna be fresh. That's
Well,
insanity.
he better be fresh, but like just because he comes back doesn't mean that they're going to get through the
adds to
season
the running game.
uninjured. You know what happens if Baker Mayfield goes down? They're screwed.
Well, every team when their main
Exactly.
quarterback. Well, Stafford goes down. You
Oh.
think we're shit now? Wait, try winning 2 games.
Exactly. So yeah, it's that's the thing about the NFL and football. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
OBJ could get injured because I know he had injury problems last year. Towards the end of the season.
Yeah, let's just stop fighting with like random objects on the sidelines, and then we'll be good.
So from that, from the future of the Lions losing streak to a team that's on the verge of a different kind of history, the
Yes.
Toronto Raptors have made it to their first ever NBA Finals, knocking off the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. And I saw I saw a pretty cool tweet that it took it was their 100th game of the season / playoffs. They scored exactly 100 points, and they knocked out the Bucks in the 6. So if you're a fan of weird coincidence, there you go. So the Raptors makes on the way to the NBA Finals where they take on the Golden State Warriors that have been resting for a little over a week and a half. So they'll be good to go. Now, the big thing is, Jake, now you're a basketball guy, so you can probably
Yes.
answer this better than I can. Does the rest before a next series hurt or help your team?
Usually, depends on the team. If most teams waiting too long, you're not on the court, you're not into it, you don't have the adrenaline running through you. Like Toronto's going to be on a high, right? They're on a roll, they're on a high, they're ready to go. Golden State could possibly, they're not going to be, but could possibly be like relaxed going into it, all rusty because it's been so long since they've been on the court. They played actually game, they were into it. But a team that's so deep, like Golden State, they can move people around, shuffle things where they need to shuffle, and they're going to be very, very hard to beat. Like, I know I had Milwaukee getting here instead of Toronto, but Toronto played hard.
Yeah.
They pushed themselves, and they have that energy go with them, and they did what they're supposed to do. But do they have that? Are they worn out by now? If they have enough to win a couple games at Golden State,
Exactly. Is there
that's got to be
enough?
key.
Is there enough left in the tank?
That's right.
And obviously, the way that Kawhi Leonard is playing, it's like the Toronto Raptors have gained this killer instinct when it comes to closing out games and series. You've seen them against Philadelphia and against Milwaukee, where they just put their foot on the throat and just make sure that there's not going to be a comeback. There's not going to be a
Right.
double overtime game.
Except Golden State has about 7 players that can hurt you from anywhere on the field. So it's going to be totally different experiment. But hey, if they bring the energy and just punch Golden State in the face right off the bat, then maybe you got something there for a couple games.
Exactly. So that series starts Thursday in the 6th. It'll be game 1. Drake will be there. Every famous Canadian is going to be there.
Yep, I'll be watching.
Yeah, exactly. So for Canada, Canadian basketball in general, this has been a monumental accomplishment. Just getting to the NBA Finals.
Exactly, and I was rooting for Milwaukee. Now I'm just gonna have to root for Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. You got to think this team has been in the NBA for 24 years.
Yep.
And for them to, they were knocking on the door in the past couple of years, but because LeBron was in the East, they had no chance.
Who?
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
That guy. That guy.
Nope.
That guy that's Instagramming him smoking.
He doesn't matter anymore. He doesn't matter. Irrelevant.
Oh, man! Did he pick a wrong time to go to LA?
No, he picked the perfect time. He shows his true colors and how awful of a person he is. So, see ya.
And a horrible father.
Horrible everything.
So there you go. So that's our take on sports for the AG podcast. Go Raptors.
There you go. Go Raptors.
Whoever you want to do.
Yeah, AG podcast behind
AG
you.
Podcast. That's right. Go Raps.
Yep.
So speaking of Toronto and the Raptors and monumental accomplishment, that's what this week's top 5 is.
Nice. Top 5.
Top 5.
Going crazy. Top 5, no debating. Top 5.
Top 5. We have top 5 sports moments in Toronto history.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Now I'm intrigued.
Now you're intrigued. Now
I'm
I
intrigued.
have your attention.
Yes. I got one I want to tell you, ask if it's there, but you know what? I'll just wait till you do your top 5.
Okay. So, number 5, obviously, it was big at the moment, and it was big for another Toronto franchise, which was the Jose Bautista bat flip.
Yes,
and if you ever remember that, Blue Jays were on an incredible hot streak going into the playoffs, playing the Texas Rangers. And it was all the way down to I believe the 7th or 8th inning when Jose just hit a bomb to left field, crushed it, easily a triple deck home run. And to see the look on his face and that ginormous bat flip, that's something that you definitely see in the movies.
Yep, definitely.
Exactly.
That's a good one. Yep.
So that's number 4. When it comes to monumental moments, I would love to put a Leaf monumental moment in there, but I would have to go all the way back to 1993.
Oh, jeez.
And that's where it is. At number 4, it's 93, and it's like co-moments. There's a part A and part B. The first part was back in 93 when Nikolai Borshevsky tipped in the overtime game-winning goal against the Detroit Red Wings in the first round of the NHL playoffs. And then and then the second part of number 4 would have to be Doug Gilmour's overtime goal behind the net against Curtis Joseph and the St. Louis Blues. So that would be number 4.
Nice. That's good.
And
I like that. You have to bring up the Red Wings, eh?
well, hey, I have to be somewhat even.
That's great. Okay.
Sometimes it's not well known, but I'm a Leaf fan through and through. So
All right.
so that was number 4. Number 3, I think everyone can. I still think to this day was obviously before Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors, the most monumental thing that electrified the city of Toronto was slam dunk by Vince Carter in the All-Star
I was
game.
just gonna say that.
That one
I
was
watched
truly amazing.
Yes.
How this guy out of North Carolina wasn't really well known, except he could jump, and he pretty much jumped out of the building, had the world on fire with that dunk, especially between his legs. And
Yep.
and,
I remember
and
that competition.
I know, and that's when the dunk contest was back then when actual people cared.
Yes, when it meant something. It was fun.
Exactly. So that was number 3.
Nice. I like that one.
Yeah. Number 2, this one is a little out of the box, but also I thought it was still a big moment for Toronto and the country of Canada, and that's when it was cool. I like to call it Cool Runnings, but not that kind of movie. Back in 1997, when Donovan Bailey obliterated Michael Johnson in a 100-meter sprint at.
Did Michael
Skydome.
Johnson get injured on that one?
Yeah, he pulled up. He pulled up. He because he was getting beat badly, so he faked an injury, and they interviewed him. Donovan Bailey after asked him like, why did he pull up? He's like, oh, because he's scared. He's a chicken. He would say that. So there you go, and that was in front of, and that was in front of that was in front of 30,000 fans, all come out to watch those two run. That was pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, number 1, you got to go back to baseball again. And
yes,
anyone that disagrees with this, it doesn't have a soul.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
All right, it's Joe Carter's walk-off World Series homer back in 92, 93, when capping off a back-to-back World Series titles for the Blue Jays.
That's right. I remember that too. That's when I was actually a Blue Jays fan before I moved to down here.
There you go. Touch them all, Joe. Yeah.
There you go.
So there you go. So if you look at it, you have the Raptors on the verge of the NBA Finals. They could possibly win their first title. Obviously, the Blue Jays have won a couple titles. Argonauts have won 7 Grey Cups.
Oh, we're not talking CFL on this show.
Oh, I know, but the Toronto FC have won MLS Cup.
That's right.
And so I think it's fair to say that the Leafs are due, and they're next. They got to have something. Maybe next year or the year after, but
we're still holding our debate here. Who's going to win anything first, the Lions or the Leafs? And
geez,
I don't know.
I put money on the Lions, to be honest with you, Jake.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. They're both awful franchises. So
no, no, you can't say that they're both awful franchises. They're just underperforming.
Make bad decisions,
and they make bad decisions. Yes, but what franchise doesn't make bad decisions?
New England.
Oh my God, you can't say that. They've made
you asked the question. I answered it.
Oh, okay. So if I say Aaron Hernandez, good decision?
Oh yeah, that was. I don't know if it was known. They still won championships.
With a murderer. With a murderer.
That wasn't known at that time.
Okay. So there's your top 5.
Good. That was good. I like that. Yeah. All right. So let's do some headlines. Just some interesting stories we found online for this week. And I have a couple stories I want to get into. One being, you know what? After all this time working, I might have a disorder. might have a disease, because there's some cool things that the World Health Organization came out, and I might have to go see my doctor, because the title of this story that just came out yesterday says the World Health Organization has for the first time recognized burnout as its international classification of diseases, which is widely used as a benchmark for diagnosis and health insurers, which means that it's a syndrome conceptualized as a resulting from a chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. So I stress out at work. I have a disease.
Oh, then sign
Which
me
I
up.
should go to my
I got-
doctor, and I need to
got
go and
nothing
recover.
like that.
So it says the syndrome was characterized by 3 dimensions: feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion. That's me every day. Increased mental distance from one's job, or feelings of negativism or cynicism related to one's job. You're describing exactly what I do. And reduced professional effort. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm not even going to finish that one. But yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. We're classifying burnout at work as a the medical condition. What do you think about that, Darren?
It kind of shows the society that we're in nowadays, where the littlest things can cause severe mental and medical breakdowns.
Yeah.
It's like there's stress at every job.
Oh yeah. Every
You
job
know,
has
like
stress.
like you're a cop, a firefighter, a doctor, a nurse.
Yeah,
There's
that's stress 24/7.
exactly. So, just think, like, if you're having a bad day, we get it. We all have bad days at work. We try our best to, when we leave work, to leave our problems at work. We don't bring them home with you, because
Yeah, no, don't do that.
it doesn't help anyone. So
Yeah, that's true. Well, I thought it was interesting. Well, on the other side of it, here's something else to add to that, because they also added another disorder, gaming disorder, as an official illness.
yeah,
Right? If you're addicted to gaming, it might be considered an official illness, according to the World Health Organization. So, yeah, I don't even know what to say, because it's adding it to the addictive behavior disorder. So if you're addicted to video gaming, then you might have a disorder. Now, if can I say that and get medical leave? Like, I don't know.
yeah.
I could
Is
play video games
it,
all day.
is that going to be a part of medical coverage for companies?
Maybe since it's officially approved at the 72nd World Health Assembly, it's official. Yeah, I don't. It shocked me. I don't know what to say.
I think that's more of a millennial problem than people our age. Obviously,
Right.
because of the success of Fortnite and Overwatch and
Oh, the other games out there. Yeah.
the sheer existence of Twitch has made
True.
gaming so accessible for everyone.
Hmm. It has, and I stream on Mixer sometimes. I do play video games. I play Battlegrounds and Call of Duty and things like that, and yeah, it can be addictive,
I'm
but
terrible at those
there's
games, so
limits.
I don't play them.
Yeah, well, there you go. I didn't say I was good, but I do play 'em. I have lots of friends on there that tell me I'm terrible all the time. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting, because there's just another way of us giving excuse to actual hard work. That's my opinion on it. Yeah, it works hard. Work stresses me out. If I need the days off, I will quit and go find something else to do. Yeah, that's my solution. But yeah, that's just a couple headlines I found.
No, exactly. Well, one that I found I thought was quite interesting is that, and we talked about a little bit on our Instagram live video
Hmm.
on Sunday. If those of you who haven't checked it out, feel free to do so. It was there's a new wrestling promotion on the block, AEW, All
That's
Elite
right.
Wrestling, and is this? And we're talking, like, is this good for the wrestling industry? Is this bad? Is me personally opinion? I think it's great, because they're finally getting primetime exposure on a real channel on a weekly basis to other wrestlers that actually are talented, actually have more than just a stupid little gimmick, and can actually perform well in the ring.
Well, that and you have lots of money backing it, so that's something that
Well,
nobody
yeah,
else has.
having a son of $1 billion NFL owner to back you, yeah, sure helps.
Yes,
But
that makes a difference. Yeah,
well, you can kind of say the same for Ted Turner when he started WCW,
that's what I'm comparing it to. Yeah,
and it was kind of hokey pokey at first,
Yep.
and then obviously Eric Bischoff came off and he started acquiring all these big name guys, Hulk Hogan,
and started the Monday Night Wars.
when it started Monday Night Wars, which was fantastic for
It
wrestling
was great.
fans
It was great.
because they were taking shots at each other, and this is kind of where the landscape is going now.
Yes.
If you saw Double or Nothing, their first AEW's first pay-per-view this past weekend, you saw Cody Rhodes take a sledgehammer and smash a throne that it was in the style of Triple H logo that he's known to wear, and he smashes it, and there's smoke that comes out, and that was like the first shot fired, and then
Yeah.
and then on the Monday, what would WWE to do to respond? And then one of their wrestlers say like, "Oh, well, you could have asked me about AEW," and then everyone's like, "Ooh." Obviously, he's not gonna be on TV anytime soon after that's done.
Or maybe they're not scared. Maybe
Or
they're not
maybe
even
they're
worried
not
about
scared because they've been through this before, and
it. Exactly.
if they think that they have a good quality product where they're actually going to utilize actually talent roster,
Yes.
talent
Yep.
wrestlers, and not just people with a certain look, or they take someone and they give them a new name and a new backstory and a new identity, and it just doesn't work, and they just get buried. And perfect
Yes.
example is I look at someone like Bobby Roode, which is a huge star in TNA and Impact and all these different promotions, huge like a main event guy, goes over there, can
Yep.
barely get any screen time
Mhm.
on TV. Especially after all these shows that WWE have, SmackDown, Raw, 205 Live, NXT, all these shows, and they don't utilize their talent as well.
That's true. They have a lot of opportunities, a lot of hours. If you think about
Exactly.
3 hour Raw, 2 hour
Exactly.
SmackDown,
Yeah.
and then all the like an hour of NXT, is it? It's a lot of hours of wrestling. You gotta use your talent. You have hundreds of superstars. You gotta use it.
Exactly. Instead of like wasting people's time with, I don't know if you're familiar with this guy Elias that plays
Yes.
guitar. He
Yes.
does nothing. Doesn't
You walk
wrestle.
with Elias.
He
You
yeah.
walk with
He
Elias.
he pretends to start a song, and then he always gets interrupted, and it just becomes more of like, not good competition. There's no wrestling. I would say in a 3 hour show, there's maybe about 4 matches.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but
No, that's why their
no.
ratings are shit. So maybe
Well,
this will,
hopefully
get some competition.
this is going to be the kick in the ass that hopefully that they need to get
Well, what's gonna
their
happen is SmackDown is moving to Friday, and this AEW is gonna be on Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday, kind of like
Yeah.
well, Nitro was on Monday, and then I believe
Thunder.
was
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thursday.
so
Yeah. Now, if their ratings are, let's say, even double of Raw, changes will come quickly to WWE
oh, you
because
better
they're gonna be
believe
losing on revenue. They're gonna see competition, and if I'm telling you, if I was AEW and my ratings on Thursday are better than Raw's ratings on Monday, I'm
Yeah.
moving my show to Monday just to mess with them.
You know what? And I don't think that's going to affect them too much because WWE, the one thing that they do have going for them is the families, and that's
Yeah.
why they're very kid friendly, kid centric when it comes to their
I think that
shows
should
and live
end.
event.
Well,
And
from what I heard from Fox doesn't want any of that for SmackDown, and I think SmackDown's going to be bringing back the Attitude Era.
more
So we'll see.
edgier, yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, I think that the whole Attitude Era, the Attitude way of doing wrestling is long gone because you couldn't do half the stuff that they did back in the golden age of the Attitude Era. Now,
Well, if Fox lets them, they should.
no, but Jake, in general, there's no way that the stuff that they could have done saying "suck it" and all that stuff that they
Uh,
did. It,
you
it,
get old Shawn
mm,
Michaels with a giant
no,
salami in his pants. Get out there.
those days are long gone. Those days are long gone. So obviously, AEW has the right track because they want the best athletes. They don't care if you're black, white, purple, Asian, whatever, man, woman, half man, half woman. It doesn't matter. If you can perform, and if you are an elite athlete, they want you. So go
Well,
ahead.
WWE has a lot of elite athletes, but yeah, they have to
They
be
do,
shiny
but they
too.
don't utilize them the
It's
way
true.
they
No, I
should.
agree. It's
It's
been like that for a long time
perfect
now.
perfect example. They took, if you remember, Dean Ambrose from
Oh god.
WWE. He showed up at AEW under the name John Mox.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't think he's a good,
But
talented wrestler.
but Jake, this is just the beginning.
I know.
There's rumors that Sasha Banks might be going over to AEW.
Yeah, that's a good
There's
talent. That's true. I
you
agree.
know
Bad attitude, but a good talent.
Exactly, and I think that's what people want to see. They want
Yeah.
to see, these wrestlers. What would these wrestlers be like once they get out of the clout of Vince McMahon and had their own style?
But remember what happened to WCW and WCW's downfall, right?
Right.
It's when inmates run the asylum eventually. And remember, this is a big company, but that's run mostly by wrestlers.
Yep.
So, and what was WCW at the end? It was Hulk Hogan doing whatever he wants, and Kevin Nash and
Yeah.
everybody else. And that's what happens. And it all
But
falls apart because everybody makes their own decisions. And you can't do that. You have to have a structure. That was the only thing that kept WWE alive.
Sure,
It's a structure.
sure. Obviously, the structure and the demand when it comes to production wise, they really
Yeah.
had that down better than anyone. But like you talk about like people that have grew up under the Vince McMahon formula on how to put on a decent wrestling show. Yeah, that's why Cody Rhodes is the president, along with Tony Khan and the Young
Yeah.
Bucks. So
Young
you have
Bucks.
the Young Bucks. I don't know if you've ever seen them perform.
Yes, I have.
They are amazing, Jake.
I think they're overrated.
I've never, Jake.
I know a little bit.
Oh,
bit.
Jake.
With the super kicks, it gets a little much.
Oh, okay.
The dance, the musical chairs, the dancing, like the constant moves without all the spots they do. Like, okay, easy. Let's get to some wrestling instead of jumping around the ring for 15 minutes. I've seen the matches. They're good, but they're not as good as I think they are. So.
Well, to each his own. Obviously,
Yeah.
Jake's not a fan of the Young Bucks, but
No.
but having Jim Ross call matches.
Yep,
that's
that's great.
amazing.
It is
That's
amazing.
Fantastic.
Totally jealous because that's the best voice in broadcasting.
Exactly. I'm sick and tired of Michael Cole.
Me
Cole
too.
and all of his little gimmicky things that he has to say
Yeah.
every time a wrestler comes out.
That's why I like Corey Graves. He's a good heel on the mic. So it's
Yeah,
good.
he his stuff can be rather stale sometimes
Sometimes,
because he's trying to be like the King when he
Yes.
used to be negative all the time, or he's like a combination of the King and the
JBL.
the brain Bobby
Oh, the
Heenan.
brain, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And I just look at Corey Graves as a wrestler that never made it. So
Well, I think he is an injury thing. So
well, he's still if he actually had talent, he would have pursued it.
no, I think it was a spinal injury that prevented him from continuing the wrestling.
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think broken
And-
neck or something.
Anyway,
There you
I
feel bad.
still don't like him. I still don't like him.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah,
yeah.
so that's my 2 cents on the
Nice. There's some headlines. Good stuff.
definitely
Good stuff.
worth checking out if you haven't
Yep.
checked it out.
Yeah, I still have to catch up on the whole show. I've seen a lot of parts of it. It's like I'm watching it in matches instead of the whole show.
The-
It's crazy.
The Jericho Kenny Omega match was unbelievable.
Well, I have to watch it.
2 great kids from Winnipeg going at it.
That's awesome. Yeah, Canadians. All right, good. So there's a
Yeah,
roundup of some.
Canadians.
All right, let's round up with some headlines. So let's get into a garbage person of the week. Darren,
Yeah.
I spend a lot of my time out in sporting events.
Mm-hmm.
My garbage person of the week I actually had to meet in person for this week. Shortly before our Instagram video that we put up, our live feed we put up this weekend on Sunday,
Right.
I had a little interaction at the sporting event in the parking lot. So I'm gonna paint you a picture.
Okay.
Giant event, giant, thousands of people, in all over the place. Parking lot's packed. I'm driving around for minutes, looking for a spot. I'm going in circles. Giant lot, going in circles, going in circles. The guy in front of me finds a spot, waits for the other guy to get out. He backs up right in front of me. Cool, no problem. Jacob, big truck. I will back up and give you some extra room. I don't care. Whatever. Lady behind me in a car doesn't back up. So I back up. I have a reverse camera. I back up within like 6 inches of her car. I don't care. I have a camera. I can see where I'm going. She honks. I'm like, okay. I get out of the car. I'm like, listen. I go up to her window. I'm like, really polite. And my kid's in the back.
Right.
She's got kids in her car. I'm like, okay, listen. The guy in front of me backed up. I can't get around him. You have a lot of room behind you. Can you please move back? This one comes back at me with attitude and swears at me. You don't have to be such an asshole. Excuse me. What? What? Now, I'm having a good day here. So, I'm not gonna, if this was like a shopping mall and no kids around, it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
I'd have some choice words for this one. But I'm like, okay, listen, lady. You have your kids in the car. Don't be an idiot. Pull backwards a little bit, and I can get out. You don't have to have your bad fucking attitude. Okay. Well, I'm like, okay then. Thank you. And I walked back into the truck. And left it alone and squeezed around the guy and took off looking for more spots. So my garbage person of the week is this stupid fucking lady. Listen, if I come out of the truck, I'm not very, I'm trying not to be intimidating. There's kids around. I'm 6'3", over 250. I jump out. And I'm being super polite. You have kids in the car. Why would you piss me off? I'm just asking you to move your car back a little bit so I can get out. And you see I have a giant pickup truck. It's kind of hard to weave in and out between people. I need a little extra room there. And I'm being polite. I was nice. Walked over to your window, asked you politely. No, have to call me an asshole. So, garbage people like that. Mind you, this was Ohio. No offense to anybody else living in Ohio except this lady. Fuck her. It's not very professional. And you have two kids in your car, one in the front, one in the back. All soccer players, whatever. What kind of person are you showing to be yourself to your kids? What kind of role model? When a person asks you to kindly move your car and you think that I'm meaning something else by it, you call me an asshole for it, you're showing him that you're tough and independent or something because you just look ridiculous. Your kids might not get it now because mommy's a douche, but maybe one day they'll figure it out that you're still a douche. So, I think I that's one I'm taking for the team here, and not to go all out in front of people and call you a whole bunch of names and drive over your stupid fucking car. That was nice. Back into my truck, put my seatbelt on, and kept cruising around looking for spots. Was I pissed off inside? Yeah, I wanted to break that baseball bat and smash her windshield, but I didn't. I was cool, calm, and collected. I set a good example for the kid sitting behind me, waiting for her game to start. You know what I mean? I did what I was supposed to do.
That's good. You handled it with class.
Yeah, I tried. It rarely happens, but it happened. So that's my garbage person of the week. And, just know where you are, know where your surroundings, and listen to when people speak to you. That's all I gotta say about that one. That was my weekend. Yay!
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again? Do you have time?
Well done. Well said.
Yeah, I kind of told you about this when we broadcasted, but I figured it'd be a pretty cool story for
Oh,
This
sorry.
garbage douche lady of the week.
Love it. Love it.
All
Love
right.
it, love
So that was a cool show. Good
it.
stuff.
Yeah, good show.
All right. So we thank Wildfire for joining us this week. Check them out. Check us out on all the social media. We're going to share everybody's links everywhere. Hit up that YouTube. We would love to see more 5-star ratings or either on the iTunes, guys. Hit those up. We got 5-star ratings already. Let's see some more. Check us out there. Hit up that Facebook page at ADG Podcast. We're always sharing some stories there and just throwing up like a whole bunch of stuff over there. We're going to have some movie reviews coming up soon. There's some good movies. Godzilla coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Horrible.
And then Aladdin, and I'm sure Darren's going to see that shortly.
No, I'm not. I refuse to see Will Smith as a genie.
Oh, whatever. You'll see it. Somebody has to see it. It's not going to be me. And then
You have little kids. You should take.
I'm not taking him to see that travesty.
Why?
Awful. No, because then I have to sit through it. Absolutely
Oh.
not. No,
Here,
hell no.
kids.
I'm gonna take him to Pikachu,
Here,
Detective Pikachu. And
Enjoy
listen to
Aladdin.
it.
Daddy's gonna go watch Godzilla. All right.
You might be onto something here, sir.
There you go.
But yeah, check us out everywhere. Instagram, all our links are gonna be everywhere. Please check us out. Give us some reviews, some ratings. Darren and I appreciate those. A lot of feedback. And check out our musical artists because they're great today. We appreciate them stopping by the show and starting off the show with us today. And yeah, check us out everywhere.
Yep. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So for the ADG podcast, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Darren.
And we are ADG.